Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe here with some World of Tanks today. However, this is more so just an announcement video. We're not really going to be doing any gameplay. How many of you just left, I wonder, after having said that? But I decided to make this video because I know a lot of you won't actually click on anything else that I create. I know with the typical YouTube culture, these days, it's just one of those things where people sub for one game and that game only, and if that's not provided, then they won't actually ever watch anything else. It's unfortunate because I do have a series called the Strafing Run, and the intention behind that was to keep people up to date. But the downside is when you're trying to keep people up to date and they won't click on a video, then they're not really being kept up to date. So the only time you're going to hear what I have to say is if I make a video using the game that you're interested in. So, well, here we are. Now, if you don't watch the rest of this, then you can't blame me for not trying. Anyways, so World of Tanks, why isn't it on the channel? Plain and simple, need to take a break, an extended break. I've taken breaks before. This is probably the longest break I've ever taken. I just can't deal with certain things in this game at the moment. I knew that the last video I made was just kind of, I didn't feel it. I was like, you know what? I said to myself, I didn't enjoy that. And so therefore I need to stop. I need to step back and play something else, because I'm not the kind of guy that makes videos just to make money. If that was true, I would have stuck with DayZ and I would have been swimming in Scrooge McDuck's money bin, because that game was worth a lot at a certain time. And, you know, again, I'm just not that kind of guy that's going to jump on a bandwagon or phone in a performance to make money. So I got to play what I enjoy. I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to lie to you. But on the flip side, I've never said that this is a one-game channel. The banner says SideStrafe Entertainment with Standards. It doesn't say World of Tanks. It doesn't say War Thunder. It doesn't say DayZ. It doesn't say anything. It's a variety channel. It's an extension of myself. It's a place you can come to if you have similar interests, if you enjoy my commentary, if you enjoy my critique, if you enjoy my rants. That's what this place is about. You know, I love this game. I still do like this game a lot. I respect it. It has its issues. It has its frustrations, primarily revolving around random number generation or RNG, invisible tanks, hit points, and bird's eye view artillery. Those are the biggest things that frustrate me about it. And it just gets to a point where my real life tactics that I've learned from spending hours reading, it gets to the point where those tactics just don't work because of things that are inherently unrealistic. You really can't do that much against invisible enemies, you know? I mean, you can't. How do you really fight against that? In a tank that you've read about in a book that's supposed to perform a certain way, and how do you deal with somebody who can have a bird's eye view and just drop artillery on you? I mean, there's certain things that it really just, the game is just so random sometimes that it ultimately frustrates me. And at the end of the day, I am the kind of guy that appreciates more realistic combat, and I'm not finding it here. And while I can enjoy the arcade stuff from time to time, it's just too much. And there hasn't been anything else to jump to. I thought War Thunder was going to be the game that I could go to for my realism fix, and I'm finding that that's not the case either, and that Gaijin is being ultimately corrupted. I can see that game failing due to greed. A lot of people, thousands of gamers, are leaving that title as we speak because of the decisions that Gaijin has made. And so therefore I haven't even made any content for that title as well. Keeping an eye on it, might take another look at it when the Americans show up to see how things have progressed. But yeah, just all around failure for that game, and so that hasn't been anything that I've been able to escape to. There's a game called Armored Warfare that's in the works, but you know, that's going to be more modern day, and I think that's probably going to be arcadey as well. Going to keep an eye on it. Might still be fun. But, you know, who knows? Just the things with World of Tanks, I think I couldn't escape. So I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to phone in a performance. I'm not going to pretend to like it just to make a quick buck. So right now I'm just playing other games, enjoying MechWarrior Online quite a bit. And in all honesty, I'm serious when I say this. I think a lot of my viewers would like that game if they gave it a chance. It's another free-to-play. It's mechs, of course. It's science fiction, but there's no RNG. There's no invisible units. You know, there's no bird's eye view artillery, although a lot of people find long-range missiles to be fairly annoying. It allows, funny enough, it allows for my knowledge of tactics to excel. I find that a lot of the tactics that I tried to use in this game work even better in that game, and it's simply because, again, no RNG, no invisible units. I can, you know, perfect my flanking maneuvers and torso or leg down, which we would call hull down here, tactics and things like that. And it just, I don't know, things work, and I actually do very well in that game. And that's the whole other thing. You know, I've never said I'm the best at any game. I'm not. I'm not the best gamer, but I think I'm pretty good. And when I'm given the proper tools, and I bring in my knowledge of tactics, you know, things that I've read about or performed in other games, I think I can do well. However, when there are things, when there are elements against me that I have no control over, then there's only so much fun I can have, and I'm having a level of fun that I've not had in a while in a game like MechWarrior. Also playing some Elite Dangerous as well. I'm looking forward to getting into that and Star Citizen. But, you know, I'm always keeping an eye on different games. I ask that you as a viewer, if you're even still watching this, keep an open mind in life to anything, whether it's trying new food or meeting new people or whatever. Try out these games, especially if it's a free-to-play. You have nothing to lose but some time. I'm not telling you to spend money on games. I'm not asking you to do that, but take a look at some of the other content. See if it's something you might enjoy. Just give one video a click. Watch a little bit of it. Watch 10 to 15 minutes of a video and think about whether that's a game you might want to try out. You might surprise yourself. You know, I've been live streaming a lot more lately. We've been having a really good time with the MechWarrior streams and the Elite Dangerous streams. A lot of the viewers are getting into the, you know, the content, and they're amazed by what they're seeing, and they're trying the game out, and they're having a lot of fun. The learning curve for those two titles is very high, but we've got a great community, especially on the live stream. That we've got people in the chat that are answering questions for new players, and even myself. I very much appreciate the fact that viewers are helping me learn these games. But, you know, give these other games a shot as well, because yes, you might be the kind of person that can play World of Tanks or any other game for the rest of your life and be happy with that. Fantastic. But, you know, I know some of you do get tired of things. Give other games a shot. And I'm not saying this just to get you to watch my other videos, but it's more so just for mental health. Because these games can take their toll, let me tell you. Especially as a content creator, it's very difficult to go in and try to make a video, spend your entire day trying to get good commentary, then edit, then render, and upload, process, publish, all that stuff, all the headaches that have to do with YouTube, especially if it's just something you're not really enjoying. It's difficult. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm not saying that I'm done with this game. I will revisit it, I'm sure. It's always been something that I've been able to fall back onto. It's a game that has kept my interest for many years. The only thing that would potentially prevent that is if something came out that was so fantastic that it would be considered an ultimate replacement. I mean, if Armored Warfare is so good, then who knows? I mean, if War Thunder ever decides to, you know, clean up their act, then who knows? We might go back to that. But right now, I need something that's going to allow my tactics to work. I need something that's just not going to give me a headache at the end of the day. I just really can't overlook certain things within this game. I know it's one of those things like, hey, you know, you don't want to watch anything else, that's fine. I still appreciate your subscription. If you don't want to subscribe to the channel because there's a lack of content for the game that you subbed for, that's totally understandable. I can tell you that I subscribe to a variety of channels, and I don't always watch everything on them. I don't. Let's be honest. There are some things that I'm not interested in. For example, I subscribe to my friend Rurikhan, but do I watch everything he makes? No, because sometimes he covers a game that I just have zero interest in. That's fine. Now, there are times where I'll watch or listen to something just because I want to hear his commentary. I want to hear what he has to say or what's going on. You know, there are people like that, of course, that I can check out. Angry Joe is somebody else that I could subscribe to, where it's like, oh, hey, what's he have to say about this game? Oh, he looked at a crappy game that I'm never going to buy, but I want to hear what he has to say just because it might be funny or interesting. You know, so once in a while there'll be some game that'll pop up on my channel. Recently I took a look at a game called Eidolon. Am I ever going to make another video for it? I don't know. Probably not. Might live stream it. But it was like a first impressions. It's my criticisms of it, you know. So again, all I can say is keep an open mind. Click on a couple other videos. Check out these other games. You might like them. I can tell you that if you didn't enjoy tanks before and somehow you got into this game, then try out a mech game like Mech Warrior. You'll like that too. It's just a different weapon system, a different scale. The learning curve is a bit more steep, and I think that in many cases the game can be considered a bit more challenging, but I like it. I think a lot of you guys will like it because, let's face it, World of Tanks came out in a time where nobody really cared about tank games. But all of a sudden this game got popular with people that didn't even like tanks, didn't know anything about them. So if I think people can grow to like a tank game, I think they can grow to like other games as well. And I'm not just saying MechWarrior, but any other game like a shooter or platformer or a MOBA or whatever. Give games a shot. Don't just stick to one because you might be missing out. You know, years down the line you might regret it. You never know. Get in while these games are still kind of fresh, and help be a part of these communities. Help build communities and make them better places for gamers to exist. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, really hope that you do understand my position here. I gotta enjoy what I'm doing. I do always appreciate your viewership. It does mean a whole lot, trust me. This is the greatest job I've ever had, and I want it to continue to be, but at this point in time, I gotta play some other games. That's all there is to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me, always. I will definitely see you on the next one.